Hey everyone, welcome to Podcast by MrB. I'm Mr. B and I've got Anna here with me today. Anna, I have to start with something that's been on my mind lately. Do you ever feel like time is just slipping away?
All the time, Mr. B. Actually, I had this moment last week where I realized I'd spent 3 hours scrolling through social media, and I thought, what am I doing with my life? And at the end of today's episode, I'm going to share the one thing that completely changed how I think about time. It's something my grandfather told me before he passed away, and honestly, it's been life-changing.
Wow, I can't wait to hear that. Everyone listening, make sure you stick around until the end because Anna's story is going to make you rethink everything. But first, let's talk about this important topic, how not to waste your life.
Right, and I know that sounds heavy, but we're going to keep this real and practical. This isn't going to be a boring lecture. We're just two friends having an honest conversation about making the most of the time we have.
Exactly. So Anna, let's start with the big question. What does it even mean to waste your life? I mean, that's such a powerful phrase.
It really is. I think wasting your life means spending your time on things that don't matter to you, that don't bring you joy or growth, and that you'll regret later. It's doing things on autopilot without really thinking about whether they align with what you actually want.
That's such a good definition. It's not about being productive every single second. That would be exhausting. It's more about being intentional, right? Making conscious choices about how you spend your time.
Exactly. And I think the phrase, don't waste your life, can sound intimidating, like you need to cure cancer or climb Mount Everest to have a meaningful life. But that's not what we're talking about.
Right. It's much simpler than that. It's about the everyday choices we make. Like, do you spend your evening doom scrolling on your phone, or do you call a friend you've been meaning to catch up with?
Perfect example. And let me share some vocabulary here. Doom scrolling, that's when you endlessly scroll through social media, usually looking at negative news or content, and you feel worse afterwards. It's such a common way people waste time these days.
Oh, I'm guilty of that. And another phrase we should mention is on autopilot. When you do something on autopilot, you're not really thinking about it. You're just going through the motions, like a robot. Your body is there, but your mind isn't present.
Yes, and that's dangerous because you can spend years living on autopilot, going to a job you hate, staying in relationships that don't fulfill you, never trying new things. And then one day you wake up and think, where did all that time go?
That's so true. So let's talk about time awareness. Anna, what does that mean to you?
Time awareness means being conscious of how you're spending your time. It's like, imagine time is money. If someone kept taking money from your wallet every day, you'd notice, right? But with time, we let hours and days slip away without even paying attention.
Great analogy. And here's a phrase. Time is your most valuable resource. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. Once it's gone forever.
Exactly. And that brings me to an important concept, living intentionally. This means making deliberate choices about how you want to live, rather than just letting life happen to you.
I love that phrase, letting life happen to you. So many people are passive about their own lives. They complain about their situation, but never take action to change it. That's a form of wasting your life, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's a difference between existing and living. Existing is just going through the daily routine. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. Living is actively engaging with your life, pursuing your passions, building meaningful relationships, and growing as a person.
That's powerful. So let's talk about some practical ways people waste their lives, and then we can discuss how to avoid these traps. What's the first big time waster?
I'd say the number one is procrastination, putting things off to tomorrow, next week, next year. People say, I'll start that business someday, or I'll travel when I retire, or I'll learn that skill when I have more time. But someday often never comes.
So true. There's a saying, someday is not a day of the week. If something is important to you, you need to start now, even if it's just a small step.
Exactly. And the vocabulary here is important. Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing something. When you procrastinate, you know you should do something, but you put it off anyway. We also say putting things off, which means the same thing.
Right. And another big time waster is staying in your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is that place where everything feels safe and familiar, but where nothing new happens. Growth requires discomfort.
That's so important. I love this phrase, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. If you never try new things, never take risks, never challenge yourself, you're missing out on so much growth and experience.
Absolutely. And what about relationships? I think people waste a lot of life energy on toxic relationships or by neglecting the important people in their lives.
Oh, that's huge. A toxic relationship is one that drains your energy, makes you feel bad about yourself, or holds you back from your goals. These could be romantic relationships, friendships, or even family dynamics. And staying in these relationships out of fear or habit is definitely wasting precious life energy.
Right. And on the flip side, people also waste their lives by not investing enough time in meaningful relationships. They're so busy with work or screens that they neglect their loved ones. Then years later, they realize they missed out on precious moments.
That's heartbreaking, but true. Here's a phrase, you can't buy back time. Once those moments with your kids, your parents, your friends are gone, they're gone forever. No amount of money or success can bring them back.
That really puts things in perspective. Okay, so let's talk about another way people waste their lives. And this one might be controversial, working too much.
Oh, yes. Now, don't get me wrong. Hard work is important, but when work becomes your entire identity, when you sacrifice your health, your relationships, your hobbies, everything for your career, that's not balance. That's obsession.
Right. There's a phrase in English, nobody on their deathbed wishes they'd spent more time at the office. When people look back on their lives, they regret not spending more time with loved ones, not pursuing their passions, not taking care of their health.
Exactly. And this connects to the concept of work-life balance. This means finding a healthy balance between your professional life and your personal life. Both are important, but neither should completely dominate.
Good point. Now, let's talk about another way people waste their lives. And this one might be controversial, living according to other people's expectations. Anna, this is a big one, isn't it?
It's enormous. So many people spend their entire lives trying to please their parents, impress their friends, or live up to society's expectations. They choose careers they don't enjoy, they buy things they can't afford to impress people, they pretend to be someone they're not.
And that's exhausting. There's a phrase, keeping up with the Joneses. It means trying to have the same lifestyle, possessions, or status as your neighbors or peers, even if it makes you unhappy or goes against your values.
Yes, and another phrase is people-pleasing. A people pleaser is someone who constantly puts others' needs and opinions above their own, often at the expense of their own happiness and authenticity.
Right. And here's the thing. You can't please everyone. If you try, you'll end up pleasing no one, especially not yourself. So you might as well live authentically and attract people who appreciate the real you.
I love that. Living authentically means being true to yourself, your values, and your desires, rather than pretending to be someone you're not. It takes courage, but it's so much more fulfilling.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about how people waste their lives. Now let's get practical. How do we actually live more intentionally and make the most of our time?
Great question. First, I think you need to get clear on your values. Values are the principles and beliefs that are most important to you. They're your compass. When you know your values, it's easier to make decisions that align with what really matters to you.
That's excellent advice. So if family is a core value, you'll prioritize family time over overtime at work. If health is a core value, you'll make time for exercise even when you're busy. Your values guide your choices.
Exactly. And here's another important concept, setting boundaries. Boundaries are limits you set to protect your time, energy, and well-being. It might mean saying no to extra projects at work, or declining social invitations when you need rest.
And saying no is okay. In fact, every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to something that does. There's only so much time in a day, so you have to be selective.
Absolutely. And this brings me to prioritization. This means deciding what's most important and giving those things your time and attention first. A lot of people spend their days on urgent but unimportant tasks, while truly important things get neglected.
Right, there's a difference between urgent and important. Urgent things demand immediate attention, like a ringing phone. Important things contribute to your long-term goals and values, like exercising or spending quality time with family. The trick is to prioritize important things even when they're not urgent.
That's so wise. And here's a practical tip: time blocking. This means scheduling specific blocks of time for different activities. Instead of just reacting to whatever comes up, you proactively decide how you'll spend your time.
I love time blocking. So you might block 6 to 7 a.m. for exercise, 9 to 11 a.m. for focused work, 12 to 1 p.m. for lunch and rest, and so on. It helps you be intentional rather than reactive.
Exactly. And another important practice is reflection, taking time regularly, maybe weekly or monthly, to think about how you're spending your time and whether it aligns with your goals and values.
That's crucial. You might ask yourself questions like, am I spending time on what matters most? What activities drain my energy? What activities give me energy? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of?
Those are powerful questions. And here's another one. If today were my last day, would I be proud of how I spent it? That really puts things in perspective.
Wow, that's deep. And it connects to the concept of memento mori, a Latin phrase that means remember you will die. It sounds morbid, but it's actually motivating. Remembering that life is finite makes us appreciate it more and waste it less.
That's beautifully put. And speaking of appreciation, gratitude is so important. When you regularly appreciate what you have and the time you've been given, you're less likely to waste it on complaints and negativity.
Absolutely. Grateful people tend to be happier and more intentional with their time. They recognize that life itself is a gift, and they don't want to squander it.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about another important aspect: pursuing your passions. Life is too short to never do the things that light you up inside. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. B?
I think it's essential. Your passions are the things that make you feel alive, that you would do even if you weren't paid for. They give your life meaning and joy. And here's the thing, you don't have to quit your job and pursue your passion full time. You can start by dedicating a few hours a week to it.
That's realistic advice. The phrase "follow your passion" can feel overwhelming, but you can start small. If you love painting, paint for an hour on weekends. If you love writing, write for 30 minutes a day. Small steps still count.
Exactly. And another phrase is living with purpose. Purpose is your why, the reason you do what you do. When you have a sense of purpose, even mundane tasks feel more meaningful because they're part of a bigger picture.
That's beautiful. And purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. Your purpose might be raising kind children, creating art that moves people, helping your community, or simply spreading kindness wherever you go.
Right. Everyone's purpose is different, and that's okay. The important thing is to find yours and live it. Okay, Anna, I think it's time. We've all been waiting to hear your grandfather's wisdom. What did he tell you?
Yes. So my grandfather, before he passed away, he gathered all of us grandchildren around his bed, and he said something I'll never forget. He said, "I've been a successful businessman, I've traveled the world, I've achieved many things, but you know what I'm most proud of? The Tuesday evenings I spent having dinner with my grandmother, the Sunday mornings I spent playing with you kids, the small moments of connection and love."
Wow, that's powerful.
And then he said, "Don't wait until you're old and sick to realize that life isn't about achievements or possessions. It's about moments and relationships. Don't postpone joy. Don't delay love. Live now." And he looked at each of us and said, "Promise me you won't waste your life chasing things that don't matter."
Anna, that's incredible wisdom.
It really changed me, Mr. B. Since then, I've tried to be more present, more intentional. I still work hard, I still have goals, but I never forget what really matters. Life is happening right now, not someday in the future.
That's such an important lesson for everyone. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that's the perfect note to end our discussion on. Life is precious. Time is limited. Don't waste it on things that don't matter.
Exactly. Choose relationships over possessions. Choose experiences over status. Choose authenticity over approval. Choose presence over distraction. Choose growth over comfort. That's how you don't waste your life.
Beautifully said. All right, everyone, that's our episode for today. But before we wrap up, we need your help.
Yes, if this episode resonated with you, if it made you think about how you're spending your time, please hit that like button. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear this message.
And we'd love to hear from you. In the comments, tell us what's one thing you're going to start doing differently after listening to this episode. What's one time waster you're going to eliminate? Share your thoughts. We read every single comment.
Yes, please. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future episodes. We're building a community of people who want to live intentionally and make the most of this beautiful, short life we've been given.
And turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we post new content. We have so many more important conversations planned.
Thank you so much for listening today. This was a deep one, but I hope it was valuable. Remember, you have one life. Don't waste it.
Live intentionally, love deeply, pursue what matters, and don't postpone joy. From both of us, we wish you a life well lived.
Take care, everyone. Make today count.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Bye.